today. One of my Ficus Microcarpa. I have not worked this guy since July of 2024. I have decided that I'm going to try to leave some of my trees alone a little bit more. I think maybe I was overworking several of them. This one, probably, I say let go too long. I don't think letting them go too long really does much, especially once you kind of feel like you got the primary branches set. This summer, over the winter, and actually, I just say like maybe early last spring, it got a bunch of the figs on there that turn purple, which means that they're fertilized and everything. And I saw a bunch of seedlings. I'm not really sure where they were, probably on this wider side of the plant here, but I saw a bunch of seedlings coming up, and I thought they were actually little ficus plants, and so I was going to let them grow enough to actually identify them as being ficus plants. And then I realized that they actually were nightshade. And nightshade is invasive around here and everything, so it was just nightshade seedlings, and then just other things started coming up. School started and everything, and I just haven't really had time to do anything with it. So I haven't, but it's time. I do think the first thing I'm going to do, while I get started, I'll go ahead and just spam some pictures too. These were it's a group of about 4 of them from a landscape nursery, and they were just like old, neglected, had a bunch of aerial roots, stuff like that and everything, and I separated them out. This one I got this one, another bigger one, and then several little cuttings from it and everything when I did separate them out. Sometimes I lose track as to which is which and everything. Alright, and now with that opened us up a little bit better. You can kind of see a little bit more. Got this, there's a branch coming out right here, and with all these aerial roots, most of the foliage is above where everything splits, and with all the aerial roots, it was really even trying to hard to even see just a main trunk down here because all the aerial roots covering it up. And I thought I'd let this branch grow and just kind of thicken the, shall you say, like the main part of the trunk a little bit more. And then this other branch was kind of growing into it, and I wanted to save it too, so I wired it down, and I think I kind of wired it down a little bit too much. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here. It takes a severe turn down, and so I'm just going to cut that whole thing off there. And then even just from that right there, you guys could probably see just the whole trunk section a little bit better. Of course, I took the leaves off the other branch there and everything. But now, especially from this side here, just get a little bit of a better view of what that all looks like. I figure if this gets a convenient branch, I didn't cut it all the way back to the other branch. I figure if it gets a convenient sprout that kind of comes this way, not necessarily up, but just not pointing straight down, I'll keep it. There's a chance that it might die back, and if it dies back, I'll just let it die back and then just cut that off one day. Now I can see this a little bit better here too. And now with the closer up look, just kind of show you the bottom a little bit better here. This thing has gotten a lot of aerial roots on it from leaving it alone for that long. Most of them won't make it through the winter. Dries up, gets real windy over here over the winter. The thicker ones that reach the ground, I'm sure they will. All the brown ones that you see, those are new to me, like since I bought it. All the gray ones were there when I did get it. Had it in, since 2018, so that's new. But I am going to go ahead and just start working it, clean it up really good. right, look at that. That's going to be close to it for the day. A couple little branches I was just looking at there as I took a break when I was done. Probably should have went and washed my hands. I got sap everywhere, but not quite done. I think this one kind of hangs down a little low, little distracting there. And then after I was looking at that, up here in the apex, I'm still not sure if I'm trying to form a bunch of different apexes. Once the foliage is off, it's amazing how much more, say more character it's got, but at the same time, more things to think about, kind of, in a way. It does look a lot better with the foliage on it, obviously. But it's got some interest here. And I think that one might be... yeah, a bit much like that. And then just after some consideration, decided I'm not going to wire it. So some of these longer twigs I was leaving on here, just going to cut back for a little bit better taper. If I put wire on it, I'd have to check it in the spring for sure. Maybe even a little before spring, but if I keep the wire off of it, I can let it go like that again for a bit. And let it get really hairy again. Maybe add some of the aerial roots and everything before. Eventually I'm going to have to do a repot. I mean, it's been in this pot since I think mid 2018 or maybe 19. And it was even before I switched to the very good soil, so it's kind of getting a little compacted in there. It's substrate from the Bonsai nursery, but it's just not their premium mix. Alright, let's take one last look at that. Worked a couple of the wounds a little bit with the Dremel when it was when the camera was off. I've tried doing that on the camera, but it's just too hard to the noise is awful, and it's just too hard to hold it in a way where you can really see what I'm doing anyway. But for the most part, I mean, with the foliage on there, you can't see it at all. For the most part, they're all doing really well. Some of them, I mean, like, I like the look of that one. This one, you can still see the interior of it a little bit too much. Was some of the extra growth I was kind of leaving on there that was a little unfortunate looking, was so that these would grow out enough to cover up the scars, but at this point, I think it's okay. Trying to take another look at what I might want them for a front. If I had that, really be able to see the aerial roots really well. I feel like I could make a front out of this side here somewhere, but sometimes I'm not so sure. Yeah, while it's in a round pot, I guess I can change my mind as much as I need to. I think it looks really good from all sides, but